everyone! So in celebration of our January Magical Artifacts box, I thought I would recommend to you 5 books that feature some really cool magical items. So first up, I actually have a middle grade title for you, and that is Alcatraz versus the Evil Librarians by Brandon Sanderson. Now this is a really fun middle grade story in which the librarians are secretly evil. I actually want to read the first sentence of the book because it's very funny. And it's in first person. It says, "So there I was, tied to an altar made from outdated encyclopedias, about to get sacrificed to the dark powers by a cult of evil librarians." So that starts off with a bang. But in this book, the magical artifact I want to talk about is glasses. They're called lenses in this book, and if you're an oculator, which Alcatraz, who is our main character, is, you can wear various different sets of glasses with different lenses, and those glasses will let you see and do different things. Brandon Sanderson, of course, is a master of different magic systems, and it's no different in this one. It's super fun. If you like middle grade, I definitely encourage you to give this one a try. Next up, I have The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy by Douglas Adams. Now, the magical artifact I want to talk about in this one isn't so much an artifact as a alien creature, kind of? Regardless, there is something in this book called a babblefish, and if it goes into your ear, it translates any language for you in real time. So super handy object to have, creature object. I wouldn't mind having one myself. And Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy obviously is a very popular sci-fi series. It's so funny. I totally recommend reading it if you want to have a laugh out loud read. And it's about a very ordinary Earth man named Arthur Dent, who basically ends up going on an intergalactic adventure, and he's not too pleased about it. It's very funny English humor. I recommend checking out all different various forms of this novel. The radio play is great, the movies are hilarious. There's so many different ways to ingest this story, and it is great. So next up, I have Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone by J.K. Rowling. There's obviously a ton of magical artifacts we could talk about in this book, but I'm going to talk specifically about the invisibility cloak because it's the one that I would love the most. There's just something so intriguing about the ability to be invisible. I would have just adored it as a kid to have access to something that let me sneak around. I don't know what that says about me, and to this day I think it would be super fun to be able to interact with your surroundings with nobody else being able to see. Next up, I have The Golden Compass by Philip Pullman, also called Northern Lights in other countries, and this is a book about a girl named Lyra who grew up in Oxford in England, and she is this very strong-willed, adventurous person, and she is quickly swept up into an adventure where she has to go to the cold, snowy north in search of a kidnapped friend. The magical artifact in this book is one I have been intrigued by so much since I read it back when I was a teenager, and that is the Alethiometer. It is this very complicated compass type object, hence the name The Golden Compass, that when you ask it a question, it will tell you the truth. That said, very few people can use the Alethiometer, and Lyra happens to be one of them. This book was just so much fun. I haven't reread the trilogy since I read it 15 years ago, and I really want to dive back into this one. And last but certainly not least is A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab. Kel's coat in particular. Basically, when you turn this coat inside out, it will turn into a different coat, and there's an infinite number of coats it could be. And what I think I like most about it is there's no real reason for it. It's kind of this random object in this story. It doesn't take away or seem jarring in any way, but there's nothing else like it in this world. And I just love how important it becomes, and I love Lila Bard's kind of coveting of the coat, and I just love, it's almost like a character in the story, and it's just fantastic. Alright, so those are just 5 books that have some really cool magical artifacts in them that I would recommend to you. If you have any recommendations for me, let me know down in the comments. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe for more. Happy reading, and thanks for being awesome. Bye!